Hi everybody, welcome to the Word at 1 for Tuesday, January 4th. And this is Tuesday in the Prophets. So every Tuesday we talk about prophecy and different types of prophecy throughout Scripture. So there were prophets that were specifically called by God to bring the word to the people of Israel or to the people of Judah or to the peoples of that particular time period in that particular place. And prophecy also came out of kind of unusual places. We've talked about kind of the unusual, slightly scandalous prophet that Rahab was to foresee who the God of Israel was even before the God of Israel really became a known quantity to the people of that land. She had heard about the things he had done, and she responded and she surrendered to him, and she also was helpful to those who were part of this sort of invasion force into the promised land that God had promised his people. And she was part of Jesus' genealogy and legacy because of that. She was a prophet in her own way, foreseeing what God was doing and what God was going to do. And prophecy, prophetic words, prophetic senses, prophetic depth and understanding and vision also comes out of great suffering. This is a part of suffering that is how God redeems suffering, how God redeems the broken and difficult things in this world. Is out of suffering often comes a look into God's presence, into God's power, and also an understanding of who God is and what he is up to. A deeper look than probably we even really know or understand when we are in that difficult or suffering moment. And when we think of suffering in Scripture, we think of Job. And Job is an ancient book, probably one of the most ancient in Scripture. And Job was a man who was a righteous man who did everything right, and everything was taken away, even down to his physical health. So we have this picture of Job. He is in sackcloth and ashes, boils are covering his body. His wife is telling him to curse God and die. And what does Job do? He praises. In Job chapter 1, verse 21, he says, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, naked I will return. The Lord gives and the Lord takes away. The name of the Lord be praised." So we're talking about worship this week and how the Magi came and worshiped a God, a king that they didn't even know yet. Job is worshiping a God that he knows, but he's just unsure kind of what God is up to. But for him, the bottom line is no matter what, he praises the name of God. He adores that name. He worships that name. He surrenders to that name. And then in Job chapter 19, verse 25, he has a prophetic word. He says, "I know that my Redeemer lives, and in the end he will stand upon the earth. And though my flesh is destroyed, yet with my eyes I will see God." Out of great suffering comes great vision and a look, a prophetic look into what God is up to and what God will be up to today and the very last day. See you all tomorrow.